I've been following this acquisition pretty closely because it is the largest acquisition of a video game studio in history. This is history for the video game industry. Whether it goes through or not kind of sets in stone if major acquisitions like this can be done by massive blue chip tech giants like Microsoft. Sony is well aware of this, and Jim Ryan, being the head of the PlayStation division, was trying to fight this acquisition tooth and nail, and in the end it wasn't even Jim Ryan or really the UK regulators that did this deal in, but the fatal blow most likely is going to be from cloud gaming of all sources. So everyone's all up in arms about, is Call of Duty going to be available on PlayStation after this acquisition? Alrighty, Stallions and Stallionettes, welcome to the GamerHeaven. I am your host, AK40 Kevin. Just to get this right out of the way, right off Jump Street, I am by no means for or against this acquisition. I'm completely unbiased. I don't have an affinity or affiliation for any of these brands. I own all of the consoles and every other gaming device or apparatus you could possibly strap yourself to. So this is no sweat off my satchel, but this has got to be frustrating for Microsoft, their Xbox department, Phil Spencer, and everyone involved, considering they have been jumping through hoops since day one with this acquisition and meeting every requirement presented to them. UK regulators were concerned about the growth of the PlayStation platform and Nintendo, fairness amongst its competitors. Microsoft set forth a written plan which put all those worries at ease, which got past that hurdle. Then there was a brigade of about 9 or 10 self-proclaimed gamers. I use air quotes because I covered the topic previously. Their motives were truly unknown. But one of the biggest naysayers was definitely Jim Ryan. Publicly, every statement he made, he said verbatim, "I would like to shut this deal down." One of the major cited issues was going to be Call of Duty support on the PlayStation platform. However, that was handled incredibly gracefully by Phil Spencer, I would say, offering 10 years of support on the PlayStation platform, after which it wasn't said that the Call of Duty franchise was going to be obliterated from the other consoles, just that the deal that was in place now, how it's been working, Call of Duty on PlayStation, was going to continue for 10 years. After that, my prediction was going to be that the entire Call of Duty games would launch day and date on Game Pass, and the multiplayer would take a free-to-play model amongst all platforms, considering that's kind of what we're seeing with the BR craze with Warzone and whatnot. And Activision Blizzard, or in this case Microsoft, when they acquire them, could monetize through cosmetics in the store. Then if you wanted to buy the actual Call of Duty game, so zombies or the story, the campaign, you'd have to pick up a disc or an online copy, pay full MSRP retail if you're not on Xbox, where it would launch day and date. So that'd give you a little incentive to play it on Xbox. At the end of the day, what looks like is going to completely cripple this acquisition is going to be cloud gaming, specifically a 277-page report filed back in February from the CMA of 2 theories of harm that would be dealt, 2 blows of harm basically that would be dealt to cloud gaming. Theory laid out is that Activision Blizzard, or in this case Microsoft, most likely would use their xCloud streaming platform, which has been gaining insane popularity recently. They could potentially, again, I don't think this would happen, but they had the option, they have the gusto to do it. They could host Call of Duty and other Activision Blizzard IPs such as Overwatch and World of Warcraft only on xCloud, which I don't think would ever be the case, to be honest, because Microsoft would prefer to have these games playable in a better experience natively on the Xbox consoles and Windows 10 or 11 or 12 at the time, 10 years later, PCs, as opposed to cloud gaming, which I guarantee you in 10 years is still not going to be as sensual as playing on native hardware. What am I basing this on? Well, it's almost March of 2023, and I just gave a little taste the other day to Amazon Luna. I get about 1,300 megabytes down in my house, so over a gig down. And it was still a choppy, stuttery, buttery mess while trying to play AAA titles. Smaller little indie games that weren't very graphically intensive or resource intensive were playable and somewhat enjoyable. And there will be a future video on the channel where I talk about some of the major contenders in the cloud gaming space currently, such as xCloud. Google Stadia is completely dead, Nvidia GeForce Now. And as of now, the deal isn't completely shut down. However, they're at a major standstill. They have months, maybe even years ahead of them of fighting this one step or stage, this one hurdle. So at that point, is it really even worth it to continue? $69 billion, yeah, they're probably going to try and push through, but fuck, this has been a not smooth process for them over there. And the wildest thing to me at the end of the day is just the fact that PlayStation, if they had the financial means, if Sony's PlayStation department had the finances, which I'm going to go over in just one second, for major studio acquisitions like this, they would be doing the exact same thing, especially because Sony's whole MO is first-party exclusive. Sony Interactive Entertainment, their in-house studios, making baller-ass bangerific exclusives. A little picture on screen here of just the dominance of exclusives on PlayStation versus Xbox, and that is what made the PlayStation 2 and 3 outsell both of the Xbox consoles during those generations. And at the end of the day, the Xbox division, so not Microsoft as a whole, but just the Xbox division, has a $2.3 trillion net worth, as where PlayStation's is $143 billion, so a massive difference there. So I guess just to leave it on that note, if Sony had the finances to be doing this exact acquisition, they would, and I don't think that Phil Spencer and Xbox would be standing in the way quite as aggressively as Jim Ryan and PlayStation department. Yes, UK regulators would still be involved. Yes, US consumer laws would still have to be met. Yes, all the same processes and protocols of an acquisition would still be in place because that's the law. But what's not the law is all the extra hoopla that Microsoft's been having to jump through, and it kind of sucks just watching them, not say fail, but this is probably going to kill the deal, to be honest. So the biggest acquisition of a video game studio ever might get shut down by 1080p 13 frame per second cloud gaming. Wowzers. If you enjoyed the video, liking it helps it to get seen by more gamers. This information will reach and assist them as well, which in turn helps me grow this little channel, which I do greatly appreciate. Subscribe for more content like this. I cover news in the gaming community and industry, tutorials helping you get set up streaming and YouTubing, as well as honest gaming product reviews, keyboards, mice, headsets, controllers, mics, chairs, etc. There are some hefty exclusive discount codes found only in the description of my videos and only for the audience here at GamerHeaven. I have links to all my other platforms and socials in the description below. To get in touch with myself and the Stallions and Stallionettes of GamerHeaven, join the community Discord, and check me out at twitch.tv where I go live every other leap year on a blue moon if it falls into an odd calendar number, and my pH balance is on point. Just kidding, starting June I'm going to be live streaming a lot. Thanks for watching. This has been AK40 Kevin hosting GamerHeaven, and I'll see you tomorrow because I upload daily, all the time, 60% of the time, sometimes, most of the time. Peace.